sit at the table.
Is that Mike's?
Because
I'm Mike's.
I'll put that there. It's pretty decent that, so everyone just speaks quick and pick everything up. Just for the sake of the recorder, can I take again your names and what you do in the band?
Andrew Seddon, bass.
Ian McCluskey, guitar and singing as well.
John Davenport, drums.
Andy McKay on guitar.
You have to speak.
First question then, when you guys got the phone call to say congrats, you're on Haigh Fest, what was the feeling of the band like?
I got that. I took that call.
Yeah,
yeah, it was good, it was alright. Just he phoned up and said, I was at work, I was driving back to work, and they phoned up and said, you've got the gig. It was alright, yeah. And it was good news though, because we just got told that day that we got the Southport Rocks one as well. Right. So we got 2 decent gigs in one day.
I was worried because I didn't think we'd get on. I don't know exactly what reason, I just had a feeling we won't get on. And it's good to play on that bigger stage as well, isn't it? It's a good setup really, isn't it?
What was it about the festival that made you decide, yeah, we're going to apply and give it a go?
We played under a different name, it passed under Blue Vinyl, but it's when they had the truck at the front of the house.
Oh yeah.
And then we played it, but it's just, anyone who says they wouldn't want to play on that stage is just a liar.
Good stage, and there's loads of people there,
because if you're in a band...
You don't get to play to that many people usually. It's a good chance to get out there, isn't it?
Because if you're in a band and there's a stage that big, and like, that's like kind of what you work up to.
It is a good experience.
So to get the chance to play on a stage like that in them surroundings, I don't know anyone who would turn it down, unless they're lying.
Plus he lives in a hall as well, so instead
I live in the house.
Would you say Haigh Fest has evolved for the better or for the worse?
Better.
I think
it's miles better than it was.
Mostly the better. I'm mostly like the stage, the setup and all that, but.
Do you not remember that first one when there was just 2 amps in front of the house?
Yeah.
And like a couple of chairs.
Rob Baker's
like
just Marshall Stack.
It was just like a few chairs and a couple of amps in front of the house. So
he's definitely improved from that.
Yeah. No, but so if you look at it now,
there's loads more chairs.
And then it was that truck at the side of the house, which was like, no way, how good's that? And then they had that like half dome stage.
It's proper do now.
Like, that's good. And then now obviously they stay on the same stage as what like the touring artists have been and played on. So it's a proper setup, isn't it? So I think he's got miles better.
Playing on the same stage as Peter Andre.
All the ones who said it's shit are only pissed off because he's not.
You're just pissed off if you've not got on. That's all it is. Especially because it's in Wigan as well.
We'd have probably done the same. You're not on. You fucking crap. But it's just a lie, isn't it?
Yeah. No,
so I reckon it's got well better. It's pity he can't like eventually have it as like proper, like a fest. You know, almost. I don't know. So we went on longer at night and like camping or. Yeah. Who knows, maybe one.
He might go to that though, mate. It might go that way.
Yeah, there's time, yeah.
That's how they all start.
This Southport Rocks we're playing, that started as something similar. And now they've got like, it's over 2 days, it's camping. It's like, up the capacity, so I don't see why it couldn't eventually lead to something like that.
How long has that been going for?
It was called
Jeddah
Jeddah Music Festival, and now it's called Southport Rocks. And that was set up for like emerging local talent, but now it's
only about the same size though, isn't it? Similar size.
Yeah, it's about 5,000 people, but there's camping, they have 3 stages.
So in answer to your question, we don't know how long ago that was.
It's not been that long, because it was set up as a charity thing, wasn't it?
Was that what it was?
The lad who died of that deaf syndrome thing, and they set it up as like a bit of a charity.
It's a non-profit festival, it all goes to charity.
Yeah, it's something to think about. So I think like, with the bigger gigs like Peter Andre and Cortines, I think they're still finding their feet with that
definitely.
kind of thing. So
it seems a bit random, the acts they've got like with Peter Andre. Is it trying to appeal to everybody, or
I think so.
That just you said type thing.
Have you not seen who's on now? John and Edward supporting Peter Andre. Yeah.
Fucking hell, get in.
Ticket.
Wow, that's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah. We were just talking to our Trust press officer today, and like we were saying about the Cortinas gig sold like 2,000 tickets in a couple of hours worth. Peter Andre hasn't sold that many. There's people going, but it's not.
What's the capacity for them? But how many tickets are going on sale for the Cortinas gig?
I think it's about 11,000-12,000, something like that.
That's the kind of band you want to get though, really. A band that's not too big, but is popular with quite a lot of people.
Yeah.
They've got a bit of a cult following, them, really,
Not,
haven't they?
not
Yeah.
people who are trying to get
Cult,
a career
not
back on track like Guitar Under.
Well, we were saying like for Wigan, it's like Indian rock bands that attract crowds.
Yeah.
The marketing for those two gigs hasn't been any different, so it's obviously the acts that are drawing different crowds.
Oh, that's fair enough, that.
So,
How many do you reckon they'll get in on the day when we're on? I know it's a string job, like.
yeah, normal crowds are between about 6,000 and 8,000 depending. So I think the estimate for this year is 8,000, but
Well, it just depends throughout the day, I suppose, doesn't it?
Yeah, I couldn't tell you where they get that estimate from, but
There's no way you can tell everybody that they have to be in for when we're on, else they're not allowed in.
we can try it. Try and tell people come for 12, stay till like
They'll get a
Marielle's
free
and
badge
stuff.
if they get in, won't they?
Everyone will be chocolate by the time Marielle's on, won't they?
Yeah.
Either being sick and mum's picked them up and gone home, or just too bladdered to listen, won't they?
I bet there's well big enough room to do a full festival though.
Yeah, you can have all camping all the
I've
way
not
down
been.
towards
I've not
Plantation
been
Gate,
to
yeah.
where it is. I've not been since it was like the stage at the front of the house.
Yeah.
So I've not.
You've
I've
not
not
been where
seen it at the
it's at the
centre
back?
because it was the first time last year, weren't it? On this
Yeah.
stage, I didn't go.
They
last
do it at
year.
the back now.
Oh,
don't they?
Yeah,
Away
It
from
was over
the
near the
house.
golf course.
yeah.
That's where the Verve stage
No,
was.
no,
isn't
no,
it?
no. It's in the same place, but it's further down. The stage is
It's like
further down.
the back of the hall and down. Yeah, it's just I can't
The
figure out how to
stage,
describe
no,
it.
like if you're walking down towards Plantation Gate,
Yeah.
the stage is that way,
Oh, is it? Oh, I didn't know that.
facing up towards the house. It's massive.
Oh, I didn't realise.
So like, if you were coming through the plantations,
You
where
did the back of the stage.
where you'd normally come to the plantations and then you go
Yeah,
to see the stage, you've got to walk round the hall and then
Oh, right, yeah.
and it's just at the back. So I think what you guys will do is park on, I think it's a disabled car park, and a van will come take all your gear down to the stage.
Shit up. That makes sense,
If
though,
you're
right?
right,
Because
we
if
left
you have
it out.
everybody who's in watching between the house and along that bit,
Yeah, it's
it's
like,
narrower and I know it's still
Yeah.
fucking massive, but it's narrower and so it makes sense.
Yeah. So
Shit, I can't wait.
yeah, there's still plenty of space.
Yeah. That's it.
And we said about these, the big stage is good for local bands and stuff. What do you think it is about Haigh Fest that is just so important to the local music scene?
Well, it's the biggest gig, isn't it?
I don't even know
I
Wigan,
don't know
what the local music scene is anymore.
No,
Because
we don't really. We don't.
used to have
know
the,
much
they
about
used to have the
bands,
tavern.
really,
We used to have the tavern. You used to have the tavern where bands used to play, and then you used to have bands on at Nirvana, and then you'd have bands on at Rick's Bar. But no, there's no bands on at Nirvana as I know of. Tavern's shut.
Feels like the only people go watching bands regularly. We get
Well,
about
do they
fucking
have
12
band
years
night? I don't
young.
even
they have an independence, don't they? And
Oh yeah, there's Independence.
Well,
It's like the new. It's like the new music venue type
there's
thing.
like the
there.
Tudor. Tudor's always good.
I think it struggles for a proper music venue. I'd say the best place in Wigan for bands what sounds the best is the Tudor.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a proper music venue as such because Independence
It's
the
too
sounds,
big, isn't it?
the sound's not good because of the size. They had the same problem in Nirvana. The Mill at Pier used to be best,
It was a proper venue, that wasn't it?
but I don't know.
Although
I don't.
it
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't
Shit,
know.
Good place.
Because there's no good venues.
There
like
used to be
that.
gigs on nearly every night, didn't there? I don't know if.
Because there's no great venues. That's why AR is really good to play in Wigan. Because the only place in Wigan really where you're going to sound ace.
Which is,
'Cause
Yeah, but it's a
really good
shit
sound.
hot venue regardless, isn't it? No matter, even if there was loads of other good ones, they all shit hot to have an outdoor venue, innit?
but I don't. But as far as the Wigan music scene goes, I don't know. I don't know
As
if
well
it-
now, I think every year everyone says it's AR's on. It's just known now that it's on,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
It's become like a.
Well, how many
Bit of a
bands applied
tradition.
for it? There must be a lot that applied.
There was 69. So,
And if you
That's
think
Wigan.
that that's just from Wigan.
yeah.
I mean, if it ever got changes to you like opened it up to the northwest, you'd just be like,
Yeah, everyone fucking mental,
You'd have
wasn't it?
hundreds of
there's
players.
there's loads of bands in Wigan though. There always has been, hasn't there? But maybe more of them bands could play in out of town now. I don't know.
Probably.
I would have said the music scene's.
I think it's worse now than it was about 10 years ago.
I don't think
Yeah.
there's a known established place for Wigan bands. I used to get like Arctic Monkeys calling off at and Pete Doherty and things at Nirvana, and we had the regular club nights on. I don't know, and Beer Engine and stuff, and Mill at Pier.
Independence
you don't really get
it's a
touring
good idea
bands
in
calling
theory,
off,
but
do you?
just get loads of knobheads from
You
King
don't really.
Sheet going in there as well, don't you? It's not really a music scene.
You
as
don't
such,
really
is
get
it?
up and coming bands calling off at Wigan on the tour, do you?
No.
Unless
That's because Dylan's not
they
doing
have an
gigs
album.
anymore, isn't it, really?
Has he stopped them altogether?
Not altogether, no, but he's
He's
starting putting them on in Estonia, so that's not very good for the Wigan music scene,
I'm
is
well
it?
up for playing there.
You are?
I'm well up for playing it.
Oh, yeah. So that's his next. He's got his travel company, so that's the main
Sure.
thing. Because he was like he's like the main player in it for a few years.
But I
wasn't
don't know, you may ask a band who was 16, 17 just starting out, what's the Wigan music scene like? They might say, yeah, it's just gigs on all the time. Maybe
Yeah.
it's us who don't know about it, so I'm not sure on that one.
So do you think it is that sort of decline in the places to play? That
Definitely,
sort of
yeah,
led to
there's no,
that, and then-
there's no shortage of bands, like, there's loads of bands in Wigan, but there's just not a proper good music venue.
it? That's probably why like a lot of the bands who were on and stuff, I've never fucking heard of them, mate. But that's because there's not a regular. There's nothing against them. It's because there's not anywhere to see them or that you'd be asked about going regularly.
Tudor's the best sound in Wigan.
We don't play a lot in Wigan because we don't think there's anywhere that sounds good. And like, it's
No, it
not,
sounds a bit arsey,
I'd like to
but
play
you,
more
you
in
get to
Wigan.
a stage where you want good sound, don't you?
you don't want to play somewhere that's just a shit sound, and it's not really a proper band scene. It's just a money making night, and it's not really considered, is it?
I think a lot of the bands we have spoke to, and even before Haigh Fest, other bands I spoke to, I've said it's the venues, and when you do get a venue, it sounds awful.
Yeah,
They're
exactly.
doing
Yeah.
the sound and independence. It's not. It's got that
Fucking
suspended
terrible.
wooden floor, dead eye ceilings. It's a proper lot. It's dead long. The
Mirrors
drums
everywhere.
just like the sound's
It
just
just sounds
terrible.
terrible.
It's
you
just
know,
all. It's dead tinny and it's hard to get a good sound.
It's
So
the
they
room
put.
that as well. It's
Then
not
in
the-
Nirvana, in
No.
there, that ceiling's proper high, innit? Then the King's Electric upstairs. We played there, didn't we, once? And through when we'd last been into when we were doing this gig, they put mirrors all around the stage because it looked better. But it sounded terrible, isn't it? Are you on the panel? The chooses?
For the band, yeah.
Yeah. Do you know why we split opinion? Why that was? We're not asked in the slightest. We're just interested. We just said we divided
That's what he said in
opinion.
the paper, didn't it? I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
that Natalie wrote. I can't remember, but I can find out. Cause,
No, we're not bothered. Just interested. That's.
Yeah. I think it might have been because there was one band that didn't get on.
Yeah.
And it was because they sounded. I think there was two bands, and it was between you and somebody else that I can't remember who it was.
Oh,
It
yeah.
sounded pretty similar,
Yeah.
and it was.
Well, they gone for
yeah.
a good mix-up, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and it was just, like she said, we were trying to get like a wide mix of genres on the
Yeah.
bill.
That's
so,
fair enough, yeah.
So and I think it was between like two really good bands as you guys and the
Yeah.
other band. Which one do we put on?
That's a diplomatic answer.
So, but I think it was because like you guys are quite established and you seem to be doing well. That
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
giving on to you. So, but I do want there is notes from that meeting somewhere. I can
No,
dig
No,
that
it's
out.
no, we're not. It was just like you might have said, "Oh yeah, because we think most of your songs are shit, but you've got one good song or something like that." It might have been something interesting, like don't worry.
Yeah, no, there is all kinds of reasons why bands do or don't get on.
I mean,
Yeah,
there
yeah.
is that.
Yeah, there is
But,
that always on that shit. Like, but,
Yeah. Same with saying something on the Facebook page about Faith and Fools. I haven't done a gig as Faith and Fools before, so.
it's not really anything to do with them, though, is it? You know what I mean?
but I think they were
It's up
just-
to you who fucking goes on, not the other bands, is it?
But they were upset going, we've gigged loads and they haven't gigged at all. Why? Why not? So,
Does that make it interesting
yeah,
then, though?
so like live gigging experience is a factor, but it's not the be all. There is no be all.
No, is it
end all.
fuck? No, I don't think it works like that.
Yeah.
It should just be down to whether or not you like the music, and if there's enough different styles that you want.
Yeah.
Because you could have played 500 gigs, but be absolutely shit as fuck. And that doesn't mean you should get on, does
Yeah.
it? Just because you're from Wigan and you've done 500.
Some of the
shit
times years ago, you used to go and it'd just be like one metal band after another. You just sod off home as soon as you
I
Yeah,
get
it did. I remember last time I went, it did seem to be a lot of metal bands. Really gnarly.
Yeah, but the thing
So
is, there
it's-
might have just been a lot of
And it
metal
is
bands
better
as well,
having
isn't
like a wider. It is better having like a
Not
a
metal.
good mix. Yeah, no good mix of different bands on.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the two main things are trying to get a diverse lineup of quality bands. That's
I think
Have
that's
you ever
fair
thought
enough.
of extending it to DJs or anything?
Yeah, who puts the tunes on in between?
No, but I mean, if you had like it's
absolutely.
registered
Have a
for
DJ
bands, but if you had
type.
like, like
Yeah.
Tom or Rudd or
No, what I'm on about is in
For
between
this-
the sets, they had different local DJs.
Yeah, that would actually be a good idea.
Yeah.
It'd save me some work. So I had to go to Haigh today to pick up all the demos from last year.
Yeah.
From this year that I
Yeah.
didn't get on, and I'm going to contact some tomorrow and say, can we put a tune of yours on?
Yeah, yeah.
Between, so
The best one will
They go,
say
"No!"
that. No, can you fuck
I
off?
know. That's
posted back first class.
Yeah. It's going to be harsh to say, no, you didn't get on, but
You can't please everyone,
Yeah,
though.
That's
No,
good.
but
That's good for them.
Yeah,
all you're
so
saying
it's
is
good
you
for
didn't
them.
you didn't get on, unfortunately, but we'd still like to give you some
support you,
exposure. It'd be fucking stupid to say no,
Yeah,
wouldn't it?
so I'm going to do that over the weekend, and there'll be a senior two.
Just don't open it to like magicians and stuff.
Yeah, Wigan's
Happy
got talent.
hardcore DJs.
Yeah, like bounce.
It would be good though, that with local DJs.
Yeah,
wouldn't it?
MC Hyper.
Who is actually putting the tunes on? Is it going to be like CDs put on, or will there be a DJ?
Yeah, well, I think it'll just be. I'll say I've got all the demos now, so I'm going to ask bands if we can play, and I'll just put in a couple of CDs, and then it's just primitive as that. Really, and the CD will go on.
Fair enough.
But, yeah, I think it's a bit late in the day now to look at DJs for this one, but for next year and years onwards, then.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
There's not a shortage of them, is there?
No, not at all.
Overrun with them, if anything.
Yeah, there's
Three
too many
tools.
of them.
What colour, really?
I thought you were going to edit the audio then.
So not bad.
What can people expect from you guys on July 3rd?
6 or 7 hot tunes. No, I don't know. We're just going to try and get it tight as fuck. I'm trying to think of something to say that not everybody else will, but try
Good
and get
songs.
it tight as fuck.
No thrills, just good. Just good songs.
You're not going to get
Club is gonna do a bit of
fantastic.
Club is going to do a bit of breakdancing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know.
straight.
We'll just play our tunes as best we can. Thing is, as well, we're really looking forward to it. So
Well, what we're thinking
it
of
should,
trying
it
as
should
well-
look like we're enjoying it, and I think that goes.
What we're
a long way.
doing for these
We've
like
got the brass in
festival
as
gigs
well.
we've got, which
We all
we've
talk
never
at the
done.
same time as well.
We've got 3 brass players because we recorded some songs with John Kettle, and they come down and recorded in the studio, but we've never done it live. So we're doing it at AOL, first time live, and then at the Southport Rocks they're coming join us there.
So in answer to what you expect, it could go fucking one way or the other.
So, as normal, but with brass.
Cool.
20 brass.
I'll tell you what I do like. I went into Faith in Phil's yesterday, and then after the interview, they said, they told me they like the brass players, and they said, oh, they might be doing something with another band, but we're not allowed to tell you who it is.
Well, that's
So
us.
yeah, so
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I'll not ask, but
Yeah, there's
Yeah, it's going to be a surprise, that, isn't it?
definitely have to do it now.
Can't
won't we?
keep
Fucking
fucking
hell.
nothing to you then. No, the original is on stage. But we rehearsed on Tuesday night. It sounded really good, so it's
Yeah, it'd be really one. We've got this plenty of
So,
time.
they've played, like I said, they played it in the studio on a track called Young Lady, and then there's another track called All My Curs, which we decided to put it on as well. So they're just going to join. They're just going to be 2 songs.
Proper players, them men as well. They're quite random. Them you wouldn't think they were in a marching band, would you? To hear the type of music they got a rapper and used to have a beatboxer and stuff. A bit random, but
Well, I just hope it goes down well and there's a decent crowd on.
Yeah.
But I'll still enjoy it if there's not, because it's just playing on stage that size.
it'd be a good
It'd
show,
be different. It's like again if it was on the front of the house with a few chairs and there was no one, that'd be shit.
Yeah.
And it's just started raining. So
Plenty
if it
of-
rains as well, you'll not get wet on that stage.
No. We're playing some new songs as well, but
You'd be
like,
dry in front of absolutely.
a lot of people
nobody.
who are there will have never heard any of our songs, so that's good.
You've got to capitalise on maybe more fans and a new audience and see how it goes.
We've never heard our songs because the sound on stage is usually shite, isn't it? All you hear is bass.
is that what you guys hope to get from Haigh Fest, and like a bigger fan base?
Well, yeah, I just
Yeah,
that's the
hope to get out of it a good gig. Hopefully, more people like the band. Some exposure, some publicity.
and a few free outs.
Yeah, and just a good day out and enjoy it.
We're confident that we think we put enough into our tunes that some people will like them if they get to them. So you just gotta
Just getting
play
people
to
to hear
people.
them.
But we just want to have a really good gig.
Well, if
Sure,
they
the
don't,
sound
if they
of
don't
the shit
like
songs,
us,
really want to enjoy it.
if they don't like us, we can't blame the sound.
No,
Fucking
definitely not.
sound was shit. It was that video screen working outside, it
Yeah.
ruined it.
That's it. I'll just say, if it goes down really shit, just say at the end, thank you, we've been Ain't No Saints.
What megapixels? What megapixels is that screen? On the side of the play.
Oh, they've got screens on, haven't they? Yeah.
Yeah.
What goes on that? Just live feed.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
To get recorded, that.
It does.
And just throw it all away.
But I don't know, because last year,
I just think
Because
we
they-
get do
Yeah, we could
do a
do.
copy
Yeah.
of it for sticking videos.
yeah, I
brand
know
new,
last
maybe.
year, like, because the trust organised everything.
Yeah.
Chris, I'll edit what I'm about to say out of here, but Chris was saying he just sort of like the guys who were doing the film, and he said like, go and get a couple of free pints and give us a copy of the DVD, and then they passed it on to all the bands this year.
That doesn't sound like a council thing, that. Backhanders. We'll edit that out.
Well, this year, because this external management company are running the stage, I don't know what will happen with the DVDs, but it would be good.
I think
What
two
about
side pants is a universal language, though, isn't it, really?
What about putting a video on? What about putting your own video on?
So we wanted to put our own videos on at the same time. Was that
I reckon we'll just get told fucking no chance.
Do you know, like the video we've got to one of the tracks, like
Yeah.
Anyway's got a video for it. If that was played when we played that track.
That'd be cool, actually.
We could basically get half an hour's worth of footage together for
Yeah.
them of various things of our own stuff that we put on with our logo.
I think the
look
full set's
professional.
too much. I just think.
Well,
like,
it doesn't matter what it
on
is.
that-
It doesn't
on
have to
that-
be just them tunes, does
on
it?
that end song, like.
Yeah, but then what I'm saying is, you've got to have somebody there to coordinate it. Whoever's
Well, yeah.
doing it anyway.
A couple of
You're gonna
parts
have to
will
tell,
do it.
yeah, you're gonna have to tell him what time to put it on and stuff. But would you find out, or do we need to? Who do we need to ask?
What are the best? Did you say you have to get in touch again with your text back and stuff?
Yeah, I'll ask it.
Yeah, best thing to do, because like Chris deals with the technical stuff. So.
There's not mega or that, wasn't it?
That's what we want to do. We want to put like a big ending on, don't we? Like
Yeah.
videos and
Yeah.
do like a big jam.
It should have been in the earlier question about what people expected.
Go back.
Yeah. But then if
Topic change.
you say expecting, they can't pull it off.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Fireworks and everything.
that'd be really cool.
Well, we've got we say fire. We've got
Some air bombs.
sparklers.
Got some air bombs. Got full of whistling
Devil
rockets.
snappers.
Fire them off stage.
Yeah, so I think it's the stage that size and the festival that big, go all out. And
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
I've always
definitely.
wanted to kick a football off stage that big, so I had to take one.
Yeah, I might do that. Fucking mega that one. I was going to go hit a golf
Rod
ball
Stewart.
off, but that's a really bad idea. Really.
Rod Stewart. I seen Rod Stewart do it at Glastonbury and it looked shit out.
Or maybe just paintball.
Nerf.
I saw the Clang throw beach balls off the stage at Haigh 2009.
Yeah, they move too strange. I want a fucking good kick
Yeah.
out the hands.
Pick someone out.
Yeah,
Back,
that's
that's
it.
back of the day.
Well, I'll make sure I'm backstage when you.
Yeah, I'm not looking to
So
win,
that's
so I'm
what
looking
you
to
can,
clear
so that's what
everyone.
you can
That's
expect. Videos, fireworks, brass players, footballs, golf balls, paintballs,
Yeah.
and
And prizes
Some
at the
balls.
end.
balls.
Good music and mayhem.
Yeah.
Sounds
Good music
Yeah,
and balls.
exactly. I can't wait for it. I think we shit off.
brilliant. We can take a step back a bit for people who might not have heard of you or not know much about you. Can we give them a bit of background about how you guys got started?
Yeah, we were in a band called Blue Vinyl. Well, we were at a band called Blue Vinyl, but we had a singer, as opposed to now we've just got somebody who just shouts. No, we had a lad who was a singer. He didn't play an instrument. He was just a singer, and that just ended up not working out. And then it was either fuck it off or do something totally different. So we fucked all the songs off basically. New name, slightly, well, a very different sound really, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's come on. That's
I
probably
think that's
just a
because we
natural
probably
thing
just got a
anyway.
bit better as well, though.
But it's a bit of a turning point really, because decide whether or not you're just going to carry on giving up loads of your time and money and effort or whatever to do it or not, and we're gladly we've stuck at it. Yeah, that's the way it went, isn't it?
And would people who remember Blue Vinyl like what the Glassheads are doing?
I think so. I think people who knew it just like both. He said it's just it's weird because they like both stuff really.
There's some similarities with like the energy on certain tunes, but his vocal sound
He's just
nothing
got better
like
vocals.
Glass vocals, yeah.
Luke
And as well
Prince
because he's singing and playing guitar, it's a lot more considered. It was considered anyway, but it's a lot more
I
considered.
think the dynamics of the
as
songs
layers
have got better as well because he used to
it's
just
not
play guitar
just completely full
and just
on, like,
hammer it out
silly.
non-stop. So that it just like start loud and end loud. But because he's singing now and playing guitar, he'd like drop out while he's singing and then drop bits back in and then Macca's play. So the dynamics of the songs have got better with like breaks and the music parts and things.
Plus, you just get better as you go on anyway, don't you? We've been doing it a while now, like, and it just comes together, doesn't it? And plus, we're all best mates as well, so that I think, and like John Kettle said that about us. He said you can tell you're good mates because it just helps with your ideas come together. And if you don't like something, you just say it basically.
Yeah.
We don't have members coming and going. We've never been like that.
We're doing more now than we did in Blue Vinyl. In Blue Vinyl, it's a case of
in Blue Vinyl we just sort of did the songs and that's it.
someone will just knock on the door and say,
Well, you know,
"Do you know what I mean?"
you can't.
Here's 20 grand and We're gonna put you on.
But like, we're doing things now like with this microdot recordings and getting videos and putting songs out on iTunes and getting out there a bit,
like we're getting
as
there a
opposed to
bit,
just
don't we?
sitting back and saying, well, we've got good songs, but why has no one heard of us? So we're trying to like, I'd say we're more known and we're getting better feedback.
Got a fucking fan base in Manila, or us?
Yeah, we've got a stalker.
More people in Manila know us than they do in fucking
LINC.
Liverpool.
We're getting played on radio in Canada, and there's some emails from them people in Russia as well.
Yeah.
Well, basically, we're just taking it more seriously, aren't we?
Yeah.
And realising you can't just sit
As
back.
enjoyable as it is, there does come a point where you think, well, what are you actually? Is it just an hobby, or do you want to try and like go further with it? And we do like, so you've got to find out what you've got to do to get there, really. So just take it more seriously.
And what's been some of the highlights for you guys since you became the Glassheads and started over?
We've enjoyed videos, haven't we?
Loads of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's been really enjoyable.
We've had loads of radio play, and we've had good feedback, and them videos put out. Basically,
Actually having that single there to
most
buy as
people
well
who hear
on
it think we're
iTunes
good, don't they?
Yeah.
They're into that kind
feels
of
like a
music.
big achievement.
But so we're finding that if we get out there amongst people, we're getting loads of good feedback. So that's
We've Brian set a record label up, if you like, microdot recordings. So we've put 2 songs out on that. The first one was a free download, which is Area Ways, which Don Foster did the video for, who did like the Suzukis and Sandband, and he's making a bit of name for himself as well. And then we got a really good feedback off that, and better gigs and radio play all over really, Canada,
LA, that.
things in America and different things, and then
Manchester,
BBC Manchester introducing. We get regular play on there now, and then it was on an NME website, the video. So then we did the next one, Man in the Street, and we did the video for that, and Brian edited that one, and that went on iTunes, so you can buy that on iTunes now. That's on NME, and
I think that I'm really proud of that video.
yeah, the video's
Yeah,
great. I don't. Have you seen it?
Yeah, no.
Where someone's like mundane routine and hating the job, and
Having
a
something
lot
like
of
that.
people can probably associate with really. So it tells a story as opposed to just footage of like a cig in an ashtray.
That's what we're trying to do with our videos, isn't it? Tell different stories and stuff, and
Yeah.
make them like little short films.
Yeah.
We
So,
want
it's
so
like
it's
we're-
enjoyable. So you want the video as enjoyable as the song, don't you? So it's like a bit of a.
Yeah, I was going
a
to say, like,
journey.
we write the tunes, so you think like that's not our job, the video type thing.
We
but
do.
It's fucking when somebody's watching your video, half of it's what they're watching, half it's what they're hearing. So you've got to have as much input as possible, haven't you? Because it's your thing, isn't it?
We've got ideas about all the videos we want to do.
I mean, it doesn't sound like it's not. When did that Area Ways go up? Was it November?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, like just before Christmas. It's had like over 6,500 views now. So there's plenty of people seeing it and watching it. And that same with that Man in the Street video. It had over 1,000 views in 20 days.
Yeah.
So
It's not
it
that
seems
good,
just
really,
been
is it?
a little bit more happening, and then obviously got on Haigh Fest.
That'll help. With things like views and the videos and stuff, I'm sure if people aren't too
We started getting
steaming,
better
they'll
gigs,
remember
haven't
from
we?
it.
Yeah, we started getting better gigs because we've done our fair share of rubbish
I
gigs.
like.
We've done loads of shit.
Where you just turn up and it's just.
Like Leeds on a Tuesday night.
Yeah, we drove all the way to
Sanders
Leeds,
and a dog
yeah.
and a packet of Werther's watching.
And we know now
What's that
that
Blackpool one? Was it like a Thursday or something?
We turned down a gig.
I
when
found
we
a
decided we
goal,
weren't
that's it.
doing shit gigs anymore, we turned down a gig and it turns out it's a fucking awards ceremony for under 14s
I
football team.
found a video the other day for that Leeds gig.
Imagine if we
Got a
don't. Did
video?
you?
Yeah, it's fucking awful. There's just 3.
Yeah, but then it was.
Well, good.
You're not selective with gigs, just taking any gig and going playing. But what you've got to remember as well, when you put a lot of time into it and you give your evenings up and you're spending money on it, to drive all the way to Leeds and it's costing you petrol money and you're giving up your Saturday night and get there and it's not a good gig, you can do more around than good because you think,
Yeah,
well,
it definitely does.
what's the point
Yeah.
in this? So you've got to take the gigs but try and be selective and do better gigs because it just looks better when people look at your stuff and you're like, oh, Haigh Fest, Southport Rocks,
Yeah.
or what different gigs you've done.
But by the same token, if it says on the Friday you're playing Last Supper, then you're playing fucking Nirvana on the next night, then you're playing fucking Walkabout on the Sunday night, it's just gigging for gigging's sake, really, isn't it? Like, but yeah, we have done some really, really shit gigs, haven't we?
In Blue Violin, I think.
Not recently. I mean, this is
Yeah.
more or less.
Was there any particularly like spinal tap moments or just really disastrous gigs?
There's only Poynton that was crap in Glassheads.
Oh, I would play a gig in Poynton,
fucking
which is a fair thing.
No, it was actually.
And, was it when we were playing or just after they came in and fucking turfed everybody out because no one was old enough to read that?
Yeah, it was like one of those all ages
Yeah.
gigs, and then they suddenly
fucking
pulled
random
the plug
turned
on
up.
it and said, right, it's not all ages anymore.
When we turned up, there was fucking hundreds of 16-year-olds there, and we were like, fucking hell.
Yeah, but when we
What's
were
going on
playing though, we came off and they were all. I thought they didn't have the foggiest doing well. They were all shouting because we covered "Boys Don't Cry." I don't know if you've heard that.
I've not heard your version.
Well, it doesn't actually sound particularly like.
Yeah.
I think we're proud of that, aren't we? Because it's a good
Sorry,
version.
yeah,
That
like
good.
the original.
Yeah, we've had really good feedback on
Yeah.
that, but they were all asking for
Can I
it.
get that on
Yeah, it's on
It's on YouTube.
it's on our website. It's on Glasshead's website.
Awesome.
There's some footage for that as well.
It's a video though.
Alright.
It's
Yeah.
it's a video, just different footage.
Brian's done some footage for that. That's the.
On about spinal tap moments. What about when we played that? It was Blue Vinyl though. When we played that gig at that Volkswagen
Volkswagen.
camper van festival.
It was
thing, local.
Showground
They
in
turned
Charlotte.
up and took. They were at the campsite near it, and they come over and said,
Fucking
"It's too
farm,
loud."
We were sound checking and a woman come on stage and said, "You're gonna have to turn that right down because there's people in the tents who don't want to have to listen to this." During a fucking sound check.
They were camping on it. They
Rock
were
and
like
roll, that,
a
innit?
caravan park next to it. And they were like,
Don't even listen to it.
No, don't want to have to listen to it.
There was us on Moco, Dead Shores.
Yeah.
Dead Shores went all the way to Preston in a taxi thinking he was at Preston.
Shit,
All the way to Preston in a black cab, and then they turned around and go to Eccleston.
as fuck.
That was shit.
Yeah, that was a bad gig. No, it turned out being an alright gig.
That was-
I've done a
Well,
gig
that was
where
the
my
best one.
Leeds have come out. I didn't even know it'd come out at Roadhouse. That's because
That was best when that fucking sound engineer said to you, how do you turn reverb on this?
oh no,
Sound engineer was asking us how to work the PA.
how does that work?
Fucking hell, mate.
Fucking hell.
They were ages ago then though.
Yeah,
You're more
That's why we're more selective with what we do now, because we know that they're like that when you turn up.
And you get all the bullshit between bands and it running all the Squabble Fest. But like that's what you can't bet. That's why AO will be good because
It's organised.
One.
Isn't it?
You want
Yeah,
get
it's
some of the
organised.
fucking hounding, badgering the organisers saying, "Can we go on before Merry Out or something?" It's sound and sorted in it like
Can
so.
we?
Yeah.
Do you think it's important for bands, especially starting out, to go through that whole process of playing the bad shows? And
Yeah.
stuff
I do
Yeah,
reckon you've
definitely.
gotta-
If for
you've got
anything,
to, yeah.
because you can't just assume you're gonna have shit hot gigs straight away. Like it is a learning
I think
process.
you've got
And
to, yeah.
if you get through that, you're probably gonna have a decent chance of staying together to write some
Well,
half decent
Yeah.
tunes.
Arctic Monkeys
That's where
played
loads of
fucking-
people fuck it off.
Arctic Monkeys played in Rick's Bar, and there was about 30
I
people
remember
there.
watching it.
That-
Yeah,
you
but
have
the
to
thing
do
is,
that.
even if you make it though,
Well,
you've
what
then got to
they've
go
done
on a.
since.
You've then got to drive round even when you've made it to venues that might only be half full. So it's even though you might have moved up to better venues, you still might not be full. You still might not sell.
I reckon if you can do a really shit gig like that and keep it
going.
together, like you can go in, you can do any gig really, can't you?
What we've always tried to think, if it was a fucking really shit gig and we knew it was going to be, just treat it like a practice, just stop arsing, just
I
don't
think
fucking end up
gigs
caring.
like this that we're doing, they're easy.
Yeah,
I
but it's
think.
like the
they're
whole.
really good.
It's
and
like
they sound
the.
good. So you just
No stress.
It's like the whole X Factor thing in it, where you see them queuing up and they go like, they get one knockback and they say, right, that's it now. I love music that much, but if I get knocked back from this, I've got to go back working at Tesco. That's it, done with.
Yeah,
Well, if you love music that much, you'd carry on with it when you got
Yeah.
back.
yeah,
You wouldn't just fire it off because you got told no.
yeah.
If Simon Cowell said we were shit, we'd still carry on.
My advice is from the
No,
start
he probably
to
does think
fucking
we should.
be the singer, because you get most praise, you have to carry fuck all. That's the easiest remember.
If you're a
Luke
guitar player,
used to
I'm
turn up
just
to give you the
thinking
fucking Shaw pencil case with my key.
Unless you're Phil Collins, he's a drummer.
Yeah, no, he's a cunt. He's a one-off. Him.
So I was going to say that question towards him, but we might as well go with it. What advice would you give to young bands that are going?
Don't get people in your band just because they play a certain instrument. Just fucking force one of your mates to learn an instrument.
Don't get suckered in by people who flash slightly interesting looking music business cards at you, because half the time it's not true. You know,
This
like,
is all from
record-
experience.
Record, we've got contacts with labels, it'll cost you 500 quid. We'll pass your
Do
stuff on
not
to such
do
thing.
it.
We can get you on the radio. There's so many people out there looking to rip bands off. You know, like,
Yeah.
with things like, oh yeah, we know Pete Doherty's mum.
Oh, do you know what my
I
biggest
reckon
piece of
get-
advice
get
is
you
the
a
band starting up,
tape
record your
Yeah,
practice
yeah, I was gonna
sessions.
say that.
Yeah.
Because you'll listen back to them, you'll either think, fucking hell, we're better than we thought.
Take
or,
advice
oh my
off
God,
people as well.
how fast
Yeah.
am I playing or whatever. Yeah.
And
Take
you gotta-
advice. Don't take the knock when people.
Because
Slate
when
you.
you are that age, you're just like, nah, fucking bullshit. We're ace.
Yeah.
We are ace, and whatever anyone else says doesn't matter.
I'd
And
say
you've got to
that,
keep at the
record
back of your mind as
practice
well, it
sessions.
might not work.
But when you look
It
back,
might not actually work.
Yeah.
some of the stuff people said was right. Like,
Record
take-
your practice
take
sessions. It's
criticism.
fucking
you have to
imperative.
be able to
that.
take criticism.
Not everyone's
Yeah.
going to like you, are they?
You have to practice loads, don't you?
Yeah. And also,
It's hard to take when you write songs and then someone goes, "No, I don't like that." You're like, "You're not." "Oh, no, I
Well, what
don't
do you not like about it? I just don't like it.
But not everyone will like you.
Just everything about
It's
your
like somebody
art.
looking for your wedding album and going, "You don't look good there. You don't look good there.
No,
You have put a bit of weight on there,
Yeah,
and you don't look good there."
yeah,
Innit?
yeah. I just don't like the chorus.
Yeah.
And that's like the bit what's took you forward.
Do you know what people used to say to us when we had our old singer, which used to fucking do my head in, but I knew it was true? Your music's shit up, but you need to get a new singer. They always used to say that,
Yeah.
didn't they? And I used to think, me, because it was so inconvenient, that it's
Yeah.
bullshit that. But it was true, fucking totally true.
Yeah.
Just keep going and stick at it. And
How
You
long
have
is it going to take you to edit this?
You have to
A little bit of time.
You have to practice loads. So we used to practice fucking every night, us, didn't we?
yeah, 5 nights a week.
Every single night.
We used to, when none of us could drive, we used to practice on a Sunday about. We used to get dropped off by our mums about 12, didn't we? And fucking get picked up at about 10 at night. Well, depressing that, wasn't it? Fucking horrible. But no, we practice regularly. Some bands only practice once a
We
week.
used to fucking break in and sleep over in these rooms.
I know, yeah. Edit that in if you Paul knows.
Yeah.
No worries. After Haigh Fest, what's next for you guys?
Well, immediately.
Haigh Fest
Southport.
2012.
So
Yeah, we'd like to get on again. I don't. There's not enough spaces. I wouldn't.
we're
imagine
gonna
for next year.
we've got a bit of a plan, haven't we? Really?
Yeah, we've
Yeah.
got
We're
another
releasing
single coming out later on, probably October time, and we're going to hopefully get more exposure from it, and do like a proper campaign for it, and get on more radio, and
We're gonna do some more videos, aren't we?
yeah.
We want to do as many videos as possible.
Yeah.
Because it's just interesting, isn't it?
We've been in talks with some
videos.
plug-in companies for like radio and press for getting it, like a company to plug it
You've
and
got to
booking
do that.
agents.
You've got to do that.
Just
So
going to get
hopefully-
people involved, who are doing the legwork for us basically, so we can just write tunes and have him put on the videos. And
But
shit
the
like
idea
that.
is next year we'll get on. We're going to try and do a bit of a tour
Yeah.
on things like how you get on,
Yeah.
and Southport and other
Well, we've got a few contacts now for some festivals we nearly got on this time, but
We were just late in
we're
a playing.
lucky with
That
time,
is
so
all. That's the feedback.
Yeah.
that
We've
we got.
been
We're
told
just
we
late
can
in a
play
playing
next
that we didn't
time.
know.
So
They've also contacted them.
Ideally, we'll do this single,
Eventually.
and then we'll get all the stuff together, videos and things, and then we'll be able to go on a big tour next year doing.
yeah, but we want to
things.
do a single with like a plug-in company, and then a booking agent booking us gigs, and have like a big campaign, 6 weeks of the single coming out, and then have like a string of gigs booked when the single comes out, and some interviews and radio. So just step it up a gear again, really. But we'll see. Yeah.
I've just got one more question for you. If you could sort of speak directly to the people that are going to be checking out this interview, or just at least thinking about coming to Haigh Fest,
Yeah.
what would you like to say to them?
Get down early.
Get down and get
Be in for 1 o'clock.
get in for 1 o'clock.
Get in for
It
12
goes
o'clock.
downhill from there.
Get in for 12 o'clock. No, seriously, we'll put a proper good show
Yeah.
on. won't we?
Make sure you're there to see us, and we'll be staying
Check
around
out
to
the
support all
videos
the
first.
other
Check
bands
out the
as well.
videos on YouTube, and then come down. And
Yeah.
watch us.
That's it, really. Like Stu said, we'll
Don't
be
drink on
stopping
an
there.
empty stomach.
Yeah.
Have a pint of milk.
Eat your greens.
Yeah. Don't want no vomiting during
Stay
that
school.
gig.
No, we'll be stopping around watching
If you
it.
do
We're
vomit,
good-
don't
We're
vomit.
good friends
Yeah.
with John Kettle.
Oh yes, you
Yeah.
Mary
So we want
We'll-
to see John Paul go in. Fucking brilliant.
We'll definitely be sticking around and supporting the other bands and watching them.
Yeah.
We'll be there all day.
Cool. Would you guys want to do the same?
Probably leave my car there. walk
Yeah,
over
definitely.
with my
Day
fucking
after.
gig.
It's not like a.
Yeah, that's
it's like when you're young.
Don't
It's like
just watch the band you want to watch.
just like a rivalry thing usually. It's about I can't fucking wait to see goals people, especially Jeremiah Ferrari.
Cool.
Have you listened to them? Is that them? Him? Them or him? What?
It's
Yeah.
Dan.
Is it the band? Is that
Yeah.
the name of the band?
I can't remember.
I don't like all the
I've
tunes.
listened to, but I can't remember.
Some of it's like the ska stuff is a bit like rock ska, which isn't my cup of tea, but
Yeah.
like the fucking slower stuff, shit up. Proper
Yeah, so
good.
go back. It's going to be a good day. So just get there early and stay for the
We're
full
intrigued
day.
about seeing
There's a
Smith and Kitten
particular
pure
one that I
because of
like,
Smith
I
and
can't
Kitten.
remember the name.
Yeah, big bombastic 80s rock and roll. Kind
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Maybe not as exciting now then.
It's quite fun. I'm looking forward to seeing them.
I'm not. It'd be a good day.
Do you think like Bon Jovi, Whitesnake, that kind of thing?
Wow. You'll be
Is
next.
David Lee Roth in the band now?
Yeah.
Like, you might put in
Come
a
across
kind
stage on a wire like that. Like, flame pants.
Yeah. Pirate techniques. No, it'd be a good day, wouldn't it? Yeah, just
The
get in
message is
early,
get down early.
have a drink and be merry, basically.
Brilliant. Yeah, like I say, that's my last question, unless there's anything we didn't talk about that you want to have a chat about.
Get the Suzuki's on next year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Headlining the Suzuki's.
You can hear it.
Do you like Suzuki's?
Yeah, I used to know Adam, the guitarist, like my dad and his stepdad.
Practicing,
man,
you know.
so
It's called interrupters. Right?
Bootleg it. Bootleg it.
Yeah. But yeah, get the Suzuki's on next year.
Yeah, they're good.
Get Peter Andre on the day with bands like us, that'd be a good one, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Peter Andre to support the Suzuki's. Not
It's like
Jedwood to support us.
Similar styles, isn't it?
that must be the weirdest gig ever.
Yeah.
But I
Jedwood.
Oh,
Us,
Jedwood.
Peter
Wow.
Andre.
I like the way you think it's Jedwood.
Suzukas.
Jedwood. Jedwood.
Like Deadwood.
The up on wall,
Jet.
Jedwood.
Jedwood. Yeah.
No worries, are we done?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Time and a half.
Yeah, just a little.
Get your sheets in for